All right, we are recording this as well. Welcome to TCD Discord. Hanging out, Minifig John. Good to see you again. Tom Pounder, the face of the church digital, Tom Pounder. I think if I ever died, I think Tom would. Tom. I've literally I've thought about like giving you um, the church digital in my will because I'm like, man, this guy's everywhere doing everything. And I were actually talking about that yesterday. Tom Pounder is literally getting it done. Hey, Randy, how's it going, Randy? Man, I feel like you're relatively new. I've met you lately, but I don't recently. I know I've met you recently, but I can't remember in what context, Randy. So I apologize for that. But thanks for jumping on. And I say something nice about Tom Pounder, and he runs away. Did you see that? Did you see that? I say something nice about Tom Pounder, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done." So much respect. Yeah, hey, Randy. Anyway, welcome to TCD Discord. It's going to be an interesting day, boys and girls. I am, by the way, we're broadcasting this on um, Facebook, Instagram, no, Facebook, YouTube, no, yeah, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Um, just because I can, because I was like, hey, let's get it out there and try to draw some people in. So if you are watching this live stream on, one of the social media networks that is not Discord, come into Discord. It's Discord. Open up a new web page and go web browser and go to discord.thechurch.digital. The location discord.thechurch.digital. That'll get you connected to our Discord. If you don't have a Discord server, you can subscribe there. And probably there's actually the link is also in the description. Click on that. Come hang out with us over in Discord. It's far more fun. I one day I will do a stream. I've been talking about it. What the difference is between um, Discord between social media and digital community. It's just interesting. I mean, the more that I talk about digital community, the more that people assume that I'm, talking about social media, and it's different. It is so very different in a lot of contexts, and actually, I think that the reason my context is church in saying this, but I think it goes beyond church. I think the reason why people assume social media is digital community is the reason why a lot of churches don't understand or respect digital community. Social media is awful. Like I feel like we cannot understate this. Social media is I'm reminded of the AOL cesspool of chat rooms and instant messages back in the 90s. And I don't know that social media is that far away now. Can it be redeemed? Yes. Can it be utilized? Yes. Is it causing immense problems on a number of levels? Yes. Um, However, digital community is well, the U.S. Surgeon General seems to think that digital community is the cure for the problem. Like, and that's I'm not overstating. Digital community. Look, Google epidemic of loneliness. The Surgeon General published a, I don't know, 150-page report on it earlier this year. He cited the problem of epidemic of loneliness. Students, Gen A, Gen Z, has more accessibility, has more connections than ever before, and is more isolated, alone than ever before. They're socially awkward. They're afraid to go out on dates. They are just blah, 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 listed off 100 pages worth of crap. His pillars to solve the problem, he listed 6 major steps that we need to take. One of the 6 was to lean in better into digital community. It's not running away from these tools, at least according to the U.S. Surgeon General, who's not a Christian, by the way. He's an atheist. I say that a lot. We've got a mutual friend. I would love to meet him. I'd love to do a podcast. I'd love to talk about his view on digital community. I don't think I'm going to get on his radar. Mm, mm-mm. Hint: watermelon. I have been. I don't want to say the word. No, it's not sick. It's not sick. Um, I have been in a lot of pain over the past couple weeks. Not sleeping at night. which means I'm sleeping like in the day. I actually woke up like 10 minutes ago, noon 55, noon 50 probably. Had a quick lunch. Looked at my camera. Oh, what am I supposed to do today? Oh, I'm supposed to be streaming right now. Oh, okay. And so I jumped on. So that's why I'm like, I got no script. So it's going to be a fun day hanging out with you all. Put me on in the background. I'm going to ramble on about some stuff. But for whatever reason, if you are up at 3 in the morning and want to Eastern and want to say, hey, on Discord, I will probably reply. I'm going to bed at like 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll sleep till 11 or 1 typically. And somewhere between 11 or 1, I'll wake up, and then it's like, hey, Jeff's up for the day. I can maybe go to sleep at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. for an hour or so, and then, allegedly I'm supposed to like get going in my day. But it's kind of hard to get going on your day when you got collectively 2 or 3 hours sleep every night for a couple weeks. And so my body just crashed out today. I took a shower. I actually got dressed to go to work to get going in work. But all the blog posts and video and all the work that I was supposed to do, it just didn't happen. So got some stuff coming up here this week. So do some announcements up here at the top. Hey, Gap. Gabe, it's funny actually. I mentioned your name. I'm doing a script right now for some fundraising work we're doing, and so I told a story of one of our digital planters that we're working with in Europe, an American in Europe, and I went ahead and it was funny. Like I told his story, and then I said something like, and that's just one story. I could easily have told you Gabe's, literally, and I started rattling off a dozen names of other people. I should totally add Whitebeard to one of those names just to make it sound weird. I will do that. Whitebeard, you're going to make the script too. But then rattled off a bunch of like men and women who we've helped, and then I say in the script, it's like, yeah, and then we've got hundreds of these people. I mean, literally, like I could. Well, I'll have to tell you the secret. I don't know. Should I tell you the secret? I'm like in a drunken, sleep deprived stupor right now, and so my judgment is not, I would say, at a high level. Um, if someone types the word yes in chat, no, you do not want to know. Literally, I was going to say, if someone would just say yes, I would tell the secret. Yes, you want to know the secret, but Whitebeard does not want to know the secret. I love secrets. We are so part of our fundraising right now. Barbara Carnero did this is incredible. Like if you all have not spent time getting to know Barbara on Discord, Hilmy, oh my gosh, you should. Oh, I just realized we're broadcasting this on social media. Crap. Okay, I can't tell you the secret. Dang it. Gap, I'm sorry. No secrets today. Whitebeard's right. Hey, you know what? That should be a tattoo. That's a tattoo-worthy statement. Whitebeard is right. Because I mean, I just feel like you're always right, man. You are my Petra, my Peter, my rock. You are my constant north. Uh, Whitebeard. Tom with a TH. Hey, we started this broadcast with two Toms. I just put that together. All right. So Whitebeard, when I was talking about Tom being the face, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the other Tom because dude just writes and creates a whole bunch of content for us. I love you though. We'll talk Whitebeard. We'll talk more about his stuff here in a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Um, but Barbara is doing an incredible job with the Church Digital. Incredible with our connections, and a couple stumbles here or there, a couple disconnects on some emails, on some communication stuff, but like where we were compared to where we are in the road of where we're going, and the ability that her and her agency with Word Revolution, where they can take us, is beautiful. Like it is exactly what I wanted. And so we're creating some large donor giving campaigns right now to connect with some donors that are in my circle of influence. And then we've got a second campaign that we're getting ready to kick off to target innovators and more entrepreneurial mindset type people, and the people that would buy into what we're doing off of that. And she created this um, this idea to get in front of people. Oh man, I so want to say it. I so want to say it. Like it's something. Yeah, I know. I can't. I can't. I can't. It's something that it's a box that we're shipping. So here's the deal. I tell the story. I'll tell the story instead. The first time I ever heard of PushPay was really not on my radar. Um, and I was a newly hired digital strategist at Christ Fellowship Miami. The year was 2015. I'd worked there previously in the 90s and the 2000s. I left 2011 and I came back 2015 to work there as a digital strategist and digital pastor. And so I'm doing the digital pastor stuff, digital strategist. And this is, if you can go back in history, actually, Whitebeard, you'll remember this. I may have even told the story to you. Um, this is the time period where that guy was like tormenting Washington D.C. By hiding in the trunk of his car, and somebody would drive him around, and he was literally like snipering people in Maryland, Virginia, and Washington D.C. area. You remember that? Yeah, the D.C. sniper. So it was a DC sniper was happening in 2015 and or around 2015. But then the anthrax scares. Those were like 1, 2, as you recall. There was like America was like nut job. Um, and so the anthrax scares where people were mailing, somebody was mailing out anthrax. This is not the Unabomber, but this is, somebody mailing out anthrax um, to different locations, and people like opening up the box and, oh, hey, I've got anthrax and I'm dead. Um, and so literally the anthrax is going on. And I get this box shipped to me at Christ Fellowship Miami. Well, the shipping information on the box didn't make any sense. I didn't know anybody who was shipping me anything, and I'd never heard of the organization. It wasn't PushPay. It was somebody else. And I remember one of my tech director at the time, Robert Chrysler, walked into my office. He gave me the box, and I said, and Mike Miranda, who was the production director at the time for the church, he was in there, and he says, Anthrax was 2001 to 2002. No, I don't buy that. No, there was something that was happening. Maybe it was a later one, but it was later to that. Um, or I've mistold this story, but you're killing my story right now, Whitebeard. Don't do that to me. Um, huh. It was that soon after 9/11. Had no idea. All right. Well, Whitebeard's just effectively killed my story. Dang you, Whitebeard. Um. Anyway, this box shows up, and they don't know who it is. And they would Robert Chrysler, who drops off the box, and Mike Miranda, who was sitting in my office when they came in, and I was like, I don't know who shipped this to me. They were literally, I started to open it, and they were so scared of what was in the box because I didn't know what was in it, that they literally like left the office that I was in and started looking in through the through an open window. There was a like a glass window in my office, not like a little door window, but a major window pane. And so they were watching the at the zoo, the monkeys. And so I opened this box. It was shipped to me. I mean, it was about this big, about this tall, typical shipping box. Nothing on the outside, nothing that would draw attention to it. And on the inside was this oak, dark stained oak wood box. And on the like I mean, like, you know, six sides, whatever, top, bottom, and the four sides, but it was a square, rectangle, square. And on the top was the logo of the church, Christ Fellowship Miami's logo. Was a palm tree, but it was like emblazoned, whatever the term is, like embossed into the wood, like somebody burned, intentionally, you know, burned high quality the Christ Fellowship logo onto the roof of the box, and it was actually, it was a lid that you could pull off, and so the lid was this Christ Fellowship Miami logo, and I'm like, holy crap! I hold it up, and they still wouldn't come in because they're afraid of what was like inside the wood box, and so I peel off the wood box, the lid, the Christ Fellowship Miami palm tree logo, and inside is an iPad Mini. It's the entire box is, you know, when they do like the styrofoam inserts, and so, like, you know, the only thing that stays still is whatever the item is, and so it's styrofoam insert that's intentionally cut to only fit this iPad Mini. The iPad Mini is still in its plastic wrap. Still, you know, it looks like it hasn't been. It's not in the cardboard iPad box that, you know, you buy from Apple. It's been taken out of that, and when you pick it up, like, all the charger and all the stuff's underneath, but it still is in its plastic wrap, like it looks brand new iPad. And so I'm thinking, okay, somebody I don't know has shipped me this Christ Fellowship Miami logo box and an iPad Mini. I didn't need an iPad Mini; I had an iPad already. But I turn on the iPad Mini, and as soon as I turned on the iPad Mini for the first time, I went through I still don't know how they did this. I'm guessing, but I went through the language checks of starting up an iPad, a new iPad, and the first thing is not the desktop. Once I'm done, it's a video. A video opens up, and it's, hey, Matt Penry. Hey, Matt Penny. I'm sorry, my eyes. Matt Penry. Penry is used to be the operations director at youth at Life Church in Oklahoma, which is not you. So sorry about that. But I open up this iPad, turns on, and once I get through all the wizard stuff at the beginning to set it up, first thing to open up is a video, and I'm literally, it's funny. Like, I'll hold on one second. I actually have this guy because just for when I tell the story. I don't know if you know who this is, but I'm looking at a video of Bono's U2. U2's Bono. Actually, that would make more sense. U2's Bono on this iPad. And U2's Bono says on this iPad, "Hey, Jeff, I'm Bono from U2. I want to tell you about my friends at PushPay." And for 8 minutes, Bono from U2 shares with me about why PushPay is an incredible company and my church should be using PushPay. I mean, phenomenal, incredible. To this day, I don't know how PushPay got Bono. I don't know how many boxes Bono did. I don't know how much money he's making, but holy crap. That was a great way to get attention, to get my attention. Hey, let's just, you know, have Bono um, do an intro video. We didn't sign with PushPay. Actually, I tried several times, but there's an interesting backstory centered around that for another day. But we're doing something similar. We're not involving the Funko Pop U2's Bono, sadly. Although if anybody knows Bono or the Edge, that'd be nice. I'd be interested in that. Didn't they have like a new song just come out? U2. Never be another U2. Never be another Coldplay. Michael Jackson, the Beatles. We are too bifurcated of a society at this point. I say never. In 50 years, the Antichrist will come and he'll make it work. But right now, probably not. And I said 50 years. The Antichrist, whatever. I'm not going to go down that road. It's not what I'm looking for. Yeah. So anyway, Barbara's doing an incredible job putting together this incredible eye-catching campaign, um, with some surprise elements. Um, I don't want to give away the secret because I don't know how many other people are going, like in what context we're going to share this. And if you should happen to get one, which I have no idea what that's going to look like, but if you should happen to get one, I want you to be surprised, not to be like, oh yeah, this is what Jeff was talking about on that stream a couple of years ago, whatever it is. So it's an incredible idea. Like I want to tell somebody so bad. We brought on a fundraising coach trying to figure out like how to get the because we have to do a big fundraising push, and start to develop honestly we just got to build out a development team for the church digital because like funding is hard. Funding's hard everywhere. I totally understand that. um, but we're tight right now, and so I told the fundraising coach, and he's like, I have never heard of that idea before. In all the work that I've done with churches and organizations, no one. That is a 100% original, authentic, unique idea. I love it. Um, and it's so retro. It's so ironic. It's so perfect for us, yet it has nothing to do with it. But when I tell people that, when we talked about it with leadership, it's funny. Even leadership, like half of them were like yes, half of them were like no, because it's just so. It seemed to be anti the church digital, okay, but it's so on the nose that it's like, oh yeah, no, that's actually all about us. So anyway, hey, cool. We've got man, it's been a fun week. Like I said, I've been under the proverbial weather, kind of not sleeping well. Maybe it's just all the energy from episode 300. Man, 300 was awesome. Okay, the tech was not awesome. Alan Hirsch was awesome. It was so cool to hang out with the Alan freaking Hirsch for a couple hours that day, and so thankful for his insight and speaking into um, the um, the planters we brought on. It was interesting. Of all the planters we had on, and I would say the civvies on here, like Susie is the planter that I have the least relationship with, and I say that not in a negative way. I mean, he was doing this long before the church digital started, um, and like we were casual friends, but not, he was not as plugged in with what he was doing with the church with what I was doing with the church digital, and I wasn't keeping up as much with what he was doing. But I needed to get a gamer in, and so, or I wanted to get a gamer in, and so I tried to get Susie, and I was really the most nervous. By the way, if you haven't seen episode 300, it's currently on YouTube, and I think the podcast apps. The podcast apps had a little stumble. I don't think it hit the podcast apps until this morning, but it rolled on YouTube, and it's been going really good. But Susie, man, I was nervous because I really didn't know how he was going to handle um, like the Alan Hirsch, the comments, and I was not sure what he was going to contribute. Um, and he's a high caliber leader, but he's not very versed on or at least my opinion, my look from the outside was that he was not going to be very versed in like church planting and some of that stuff because the way that God Squad is typically run. But oh my gosh, it was so encouraging. Yeah, Whitebeard, he was super involved. He seeing Susie got on that call in the green room. He was the first one there, and his face lit up like a kid in a candy store. It was like he saw something. He got a vision of something in this APES stuff. And it's funny. Like I asked him the first question, "Hey, what do you think in Susie in Susie's lineup?" Man, I've got like 150 questions I could totally ask right now. Like he just fell in love with the idea of APEST and caught the vision. In hindsight, like APEST really meets, and I believe this, APEST really meets a lot of needs in digital churches. And a lot of the people that we're working with, a lot of the planters, are not utilizing APEST, but need to, or at a place where they can benefit from, that type of mindset. Um, I have been on church staffs that churches that only hire A's, the apostolic, the the a-holes. And it literally was like, every senior leader was apostolic, and literally we could not there was not one person in the entire leadership team that was a shepherd and gave a crap about an individual. And like it was my dream, because I was surrounded by a bunch of people that got crap done. But I discovered that my dream actually became a nightmare because nobody cared about the souls. It became work. It became a game, and it was like we need that counterbalance. We need that pastoral. We need that shepherd. We need that. Um, we need those different voices. The evangelist in the room, and we need those people to provide tension. And it's more than just leadership. I and Alan said that in the podcast, and I totally recognize that. But oh my gosh, when APEST is applied to leadership, the stability that you have is beautiful. And so that's my takeaway, and that's the thing that I'm really glad that we're able to contribute through EP 300. By the way, Whitebeard just posted Ephesians 4:11 to 13. I'm not sure who installed BibleBot into TCD Discord, but I want to thank BibleBot for not being as stupid as TCD Bot. Thank you, Whitebeard. Whitebeard says I had Andy do it. Um, TCD Bot is stupid, militaristic, anti-productive. Um, I mean, I'm not saying he's as bad as Siri, but I would easily put both of them in the same sentence. The Bible Bot has been very helpful. I don't need to get warned about saying the same word too many times because I'm putting in 6 emojis. BibleBot, that's not helpful. That's not helping the situation. Or excuse me, a TCD bot, that's not helping the situation. BibleBot, writing Ephesians 11 to 13, and then it comes out in Scripture automatically. That's beautiful. So thank you, BibleBot. By the way, I told my wife and my daughter today that if I am ever murdered, and the police are asking like who the potential suspects are, let's go ahead and add Siri to the list. And so I want to publicly put this on the record through this stream. Whitebeard, Minifig, Randy, Gap, Matt, Iraq, y'all, you are my witnesses. If I am murdered, make sure that Siri is on the list of suspects. Because if Siri does figure out how to personify herself into physical form, I am a dead man. Because I have said, "Shut up, Siri," or "You are stupid, Siri," or "Siri, why is ChatGPT 10 times better than you?" I literally, Siri just popped up on the screen on my iPad here on my desk, and like went away. Like it's not even funny how bad Siri is. Now, maybe Apple Intelligence works. I hope Apple Intelligence works. I hope they can deliver on half the stuff they said they were going to be able to do. But they are grossly behind everyone else. I'm intrigued with Apple Intelligence. Like I said, guys, I don't have a script today. I'm intrigued with Apple Intelligence, how it's going to work on the individual devices and not be on a central cloud system. Oh, so funny. Did you see Elon Musk taking shots at Tim Cook and Apple? You know, Apple announced their AI, Apple Intelligence, and because of privacy, which Apple's touting, all the AI, I can't reach my phone or iPad, but all the AI is going to be based on the device, because privacy wise, they don't want those requests to go onto the cloud where other people can have access to them. Like from a privacy standpoint, I love that. From an operation standpoint, I'm not sure how it's going to work. Um, but what um, Elon Musk came out and said, like directly off of that, is that no um, no Tesla employees, or I think he said Twitter too. No Tesla or Twitter employees, ex employees, will be allowed to utilize iPads or iPhones at work anymore. And the reason that he cited it was because, well, let me say it this way. The same week, Elon Musk announced that he's building the largest supercomputer known to man in, I think it's in Austin. I'm pretty sure it's in Austin, to handle artificial intelligence cloud services. And so he's building artificial intelligence computers to handle this stuff. By the way, the guy who thinks the end of the world is going to come through artificial intelligence is now building the largest. Um, what was the name of the artificial intelligence in the Terminator? Um, what are something that starts with an S? Shoot, Skynet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's literally building the mainframes for Skynet, and but he's mad at Apple because Apple's not going to use it. Yeah, rich people can be petty sometime. Yeah, no, Hal is more of what like we're getting with Apple. It was funny. My desktop icon in college, like for the Mac desktop, the hard drive was Hal, was the eyeball of Hal when I was in college, like 25 years ago. I loved 2001: Space Odyssey. I still watch it. Honestly, I still watch it regularly. Maybe about once every couple months, I would say. I turn it on late at night when I can't sleep. Just turn that on in the background. Just love the music. I watched Fantasia 2000 the other day. Pulled that up. I'm eclectic, guys. I kind of love it. My film studies comes out a lot late at night. I watch the crappy films. This is interesting. Oh my gosh. Tyler Sansom wrote. He and his wife went to go see a classic film festival movie. Tyler Sansom's a lead pastor of a church up in where is he? Indiana, and used to be a digital pastor. Still incredible digital strategy out of the church. I love First Capital Christian. And hey, Jared, nice to see you. Go away. But through on Facebook, he posted he did like a film festival um, where he went and saw a bunch of classic films with his wife. And he cited like Citizen Kane and I mean a bunch of those early black and white 1920s. And I totally wanted to do a joke. As a cinema buff, he would get it. Maybe you won't. But I was like, what? You didn't want to go see Birth of a Nation? Now, Birth of a Nation, if you know, is an American film from the early 1900s, 1910s, 1920s. Maybe it's one of the earliest American cinemas, full length cinemas. Silent film, of course, black and white. But in the movie, um, it's um, it's during it's KKK in the South, and Birth of a Nation sets exactly it's racist. Birth of a Nation actually sets up the KKK to be the hero. So the guys wearing the white hoods are actually the hero of the movie. And so it was this huge blight in the history of America cinema. Um, and so I literally in Facebook I typed in the comment, "What, you didn't want to see Birth of a Nation?" As well, and because actually I have the movie on DVD because I had to watch it for school, so I typed that in, and I pressed send. Did you know Facebook would not let me post that comment because of Birth of a Nation. It cited it immediately as hate and wouldn't let me do it. I even put sarcasm. I even put LOL. I'm joking. I typed as much because I'm like, there's got to be some way I can post this. Facebook would not let me post anything about the movie because of the potential for hate. I think that's cool. I think that's scary as crap because KKK getting re-aimed towards Jesus, Christianity, evangelical. It's going to be an interesting line the next decade or so, guys. It's going to be a really interesting line. All right, hey, we got a couple things coming up with the Church Digital. Episode 300, go watch it. We already talked about that. I don't need to go over that again. Alan freaking Hirsch. It's on YouTube and on your podcast apps. By the way, I'm curious. Let me just ask this question. I'm going to get stuck here. How many of you go and type in chat for me? How many of you watch on YouTube? How many of you watch on podcast? Where are you? And I don't even care if it's me, but I know you're ingesting content. Where are you ingesting content through? Like just give me the headlines, give me the big ones. Go and type it in chat. I would love to hear kind of where you're ingesting stuff from, watching stuff. Minifig John, Whitebeard typing away. I saw a documentary the other day on the Dreamlifter, the plane that carries planes. YouTube, YouTube. Yeah, it's interesting. I think as I mean, I don't know how to say this without like sounding like a crybaby. I've seen my podcast viewership decline drastically in the past year, and YouTube's going up. Yeah, and so and that's not a problem. I've been wrestling with: am I getting in front of new people, or is it transition? And I do think it's both. I think we've got a lot of people transitioning. I think a lot of my audience uh, has left um, because my well, yeah. I mean, if I'm doing it here on Discord, people are going to watch it here on Discord. Like, I really don't do as much content towards physical church doing digital on the church digital channels, and so I'm not getting like that traffic, which was a lot of what I was looking for first. Gap. When you say Apple, you mean the Apple Podcast app? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm just curious. Does anybody use other than Apple and Spotify? I mean, there's a bunch of third party ones. Does anybody use other ones other than Apple and Spotify? And does anyone use YouTube for podcast? Not anymore. Yeah, I use Overcast and for my podcast, for my listening podcast, not for my distribution podcast. We distribute via Spotify. What used to be Anchor. Okay. Apple Podcast. Yeah, yeah. That's all right. Hey, thank you for that. Just kind of wanted to get a lay of the land a little bit. Not a surprise. Hey, so I do a lot of mostly planting now on the Church Digital, on the podcast and YouTube and Discord and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun talking to the planters. You guys are my heart. Um, the physical church that are doing digital ministry, the digital pastors. A lot of that's coming from Tom at this point through the Church Digital Sidekick, and to be honest, it's stuff that I'm also doing on Resi because Resi aims their product is probably more aimed at physical churches and physical pastors rather than the digital planters. And so Resi, we're doing a webinar tomorrow talking about how to improve first impressions using your online church service broadcasts. And so if you're interested in that, it's part of our digitally resilient webinar series that I've been putting together. It's part 3. We've got Greg Atkinson, who is one of the OGs. I would put him in the top 10 of the first online pastors ever. And so Greg was doing work way back in the day. He's not older than me. He's older than me, but he's not. I was doing it before him digitally, but he was doing it at an official church before I was. I did all my stuff way before I was involved with church staff. And so you can check out Greg Atkinson tomorrow on the webinar, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. To register, it's resi.io/digitally-resilient. That was a handful. You know what? There's a link to it actually in the TCD event board. And so if you click over into the event board, you can see tomorrow the digitally resilient. I'll go ahead and just put the link right here in the Discord chat. Yeah. Whitebeard says he'll be on the webinar, Be Sacred, but I think he means scared. Actually, he did it right. I just thought I read it as funny. But there's the link to the Digital Resilient if you're in Discord and interested. Go and sign up for it. resi.io/digitally-resilient. Come hang out with us, ask some questions. It's usually fun. Greg's a great guy. We've got some other people joining, and I'm excited. By the way, physical church people, the first-time attender will watch your online church services up to 6 times before they actually come to your physical building. I mean, that's according to Lifeway stats. Up to 6 times before they come into the building. And so, what are they looking for? What do they want to see? What do they want to talk about? What do they want to learn? Um, these are the things we're going to start to talk about. And so, if you want to get, there's an interesting stat that I read. 47% of first-time guests will watch. This is not a scientific stat, but 47%. A church told me this. 47% of their first-time guests will watch online. They've documented watch online before they come into the building. Guys, online's significant for growing a physical church. It's not necessarily what we do at the Church Digital. We have a different perspective. It's funny. More and more stats are coming out about the importance of hybrid. I just saw, oh my gosh, Liz Rios tagged me on something on Facebook. I haven't processed that yet, but it's amazing to me. The more stats that are coming out showing that hybrid, that discipleship works best in physical and digital. The stuff that crap, that's what I built Phygital around, going all the way back to pre-COVID. Dang it. But all of this is still, we're not asking the right questions about what we, the Church Digital, are doing. Digital church planting a church without the building is so far ahead of the curve. And that's awesome because it's blue ocean. But that also means, fundraising is hard because people don't get it. They don't see it. Pioneers get shot, settlers get rich. Congratulations, Whitebeard, Minifig, Randy, Gap, Matt Penny. You all are pioneers. Watch out for bullets. Alan Hirsch's answer to that, by the way, was not comforting to me. I was hoping Alan was going to give some sort of incredible insight onto how I would no longer get shot as a pioneer. And Alan just didn't deliver the goods, unfortunately. It's all right. That's the reality, right? Pioneers do get shot. Yeah. Hey, you know what's happening Thursday? The Church Digital. We didn't even talk about it. It was episode 300. I got to do episode 301. Man, I tell you, I'm so exhausted from Alan Hirsch and the 5 the 4 planters we had on, that then all the tech issues. Oh my gosh. Um, we got the next season kicking off. Season. Does anyone know what season I'm on right now? That's an embarrassing question to ask out loud. So the next season is season 8, right? Yeah. So season 8 is kicking off on the Church Digital podcast, and I'm excited about this. We are doing a live stream on it Thursday in here on Discord. Um, the recordings are going to move to Wednesday or Thursday for this next season, but for the next month, we're going to be hitting um, really a new concept. I'm kicking around the idea of doing a new show. We'll see how the betas go and see if it takes off. But we're bringing on Joey Santos, who, if you watched episode 300, Joey's on for a little while. Um, he's a micro church pastor who's very digital friendly. Used to be a digital pastor, incredible digital strategy guy. But Joey is now the current pastor of Church at a Bar. And so Joey's got a phenomenal story. I'll give you the highlights. He launched Church at a Bar while he was a physical church pastor, and the physical church was supportive of the bar church. By the way, Church at a Bar, it wasn't reaching church people. Church people wouldn't go to the bar for a church, but Church at a Bar reached bar people and was able to get bar people to come to church at the bar. And so when that stat was discovered, the church basically said, "Hey, you know what? We're going to shut down Church at a Bar. We want you to focus more on other things, Joey." And between you and me, Joey's like, "Hey, that's cool. I quit," and actually quit to stay with Church at a Bar. And actually, he got a job at the bar. He is bivocational at the bar. He's operations director at the bar, and at the same time runs a church at the bar. I guess that's probably more co-vocational because he's working at his workplace. So bivocational would be having a job outside of your where your ministry is, but he's actually working in the place where he does ministry. So Joey's a co-vocational pastor, and so we're going to do a deep dive, a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, on what Church at a Bar looks like, and then we're going to spin up into unique models of church, unique models of ecclesiastical, biblically stable, foundational churches. And it's funny, we're calling it, wait, that's a church? That's literally the name of the show. Wait, that's a church? And so WTAC is going to kick off in season 8. We're going to run that for a little while, um, and see how it goes. Joey and I are going to co-host it together, and so we're literally combing the interwebs, trying to find the most unique, eclectic expressions of church between bar churches, motorcycle church. Um, I had a conversation the other day with Outdoor Church, where they do outdoor events Saturday from like 8 to 1, and then they do a church service wherever they. When I say outdoor events, I'm talking like hiking or mountain climbing. There's there's a bunch of cowboy churches in Dallas. Yeah, like, and so it's people that are doing unique expressions of church, and we really want to highlight some of the inventiveness that's already out there and that's coming up. And so, wait, that's a church. WTAC is coming soon to a Discord near you. Check it out for Thursday. It's in I believe the event's in there. I created it at some point, so that's good. It's going to be Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then the other thing we're coming up is Digital Monastery. I mean, I'm excited about what Whitebeard is doing. Um, Whitebeard's like bringing the education to the church digital. Some of the stuff that he's talking about on his broadcasts, like I almost feel like it's time for us to apply for our .edu side, because he's really going deep with some of the stuff, talking about historical prayer movements and how it influenced current prayer movements, and what's involved in prayer movements, and the grounding and the foundations for it. And it's really enriching. And so Whitebeard, I mean, I even had him on a stream here a couple weeks ago talking about it. But Whitebeard's got that coming up on Mondays at noon or 1. Whitebeard, I should have had that memorized. I don't. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern. And so be on the lookout for that. Mondays are not great days for the Church Digital Discord. It seems like, everybody seems to wake up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sleeping away Monday and Friday. But go hang out with our friend Whitebeard event on the Discord board as well. It's like prayer. You always get an answer, just not always the answer you want. Yeah, I'll buy that. I don't remember the context of when you said that, but I do recognize that in my life. Very cool. Hey, I may be wrapping up. I was not planning on going 52 minutes today. That's kind of surprising that I went this long. On y'all side, any closing thoughts? Anything else? Hey, Bob. Alan Hirsch. Yeah. Oh, when Alan was like, didn't give me the, what was the line from the night, the Dark Knight, that was actually botched in the recording, but they kept it. That Batman's not the hero they wanted, but it's the hero he needed. Yeah, some of you guys may. There, it was literally, it was like the main line at the end of the second Nolan Batman, after he killed, or is accused of killing, the Joker, and when he ran away, um, they were like, you know, anyway, whatever. I have to go back and watch it. I don't care enough to go back and watch it. I'm not really a Batman guy. Cool. Hey, we're gonna land the plane. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. If you've been watching on social media, good for you. Come hang out with us for real on Discord. And so um, you can get there by going to discord.thechurch.digital, web browser, discord.thechurch.digital, and that'll get you over here. We'd love to connect up with you and get you plugged in. I'm excited. We've got 325, 327 on Discord now, and it's been a great growing community. Excited where we're going and what's in store. Some really interesting conversations even happening as we speak. And so praying that God continues to do just great stuff through the planters and pastors that are working in and amongst the Church Digital, and that we can support the ministries that you all are doing. Love you all. Thanks for doing what you're doing. And we're going to wrap. See you next time.